the show going. Another good friend of mine, very funny guy, another Air Force young man. Please put your hands together for Andrew Plagianos.
America! Yeah! It's good stuff. What's up, Bohemia? Woo! You know, it's funny. America just nailed my name. It's Plagianos, and it's spelled all fucked up, right?
Yes.
And when I was a kid, I really wanted a different name, though. Like something that could be made into a good nickname. Like, hey, Sully, pass me the ball. Nice hit, Jonesy. Now, my friends, in the beginning, they called me Plag. It's the first 4 letters of my last name. But we got older, and we started to learn more about ourselves and other people, and they started calling me Plagina. My mom was driving me home one day, and she said, "What were they calling you?" I said, "Could you just drive?" So, like, years later, I was playing hockey with this group, and one of the guys, didn't know him growing up, but he started calling me Drew, right? Everybody called me Andy. I'm like, this is weird. Like, okay, I don't really care. But I asked him, I go, hey man, why are you calling me Drew? He goes, well, because I want to work it up to where I can call you Drewshbag. Drewshbag Plagina, ladies and gentlemen, that's me. Let me go ahead and address the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I have a fantastic fucking mustache. Do you know how I found out I had a fantastic fucking mustache? The guy behind the counter at Hot Topic told me so. And he was dressed like a pirate. That, ladies and gentlemen, is credibility. So, I'm a big fan of the news. Any news fans out there? No, good. Because I tell you, I saw this headline the other day, and it said, BBC cameraman punched in the back of the head. And all I could think to myself is, why would you punch a guy with a big black cock? Seems like we would want to praise that sort of thing. Then I realized that it's porn. Porn has ruined my mind. Swiss cheese, I hear things everywhere. I was at Staples the other day, right? And at Staples, the girl behind the counter says, so did you find everything? I said, oh yeah. Oh, I found everything. Glad you guys have those latex-free erasers now, because that rash was getting unbearable. I like the white out, because I'm really not into Asians.
Wow. That's good.
Big Asian crowd here tonight, huh? Kamsahamnida? But, yeah, I did find some things that they need to probably change, though. Like colored folders. Shouldn't we call them folders of color? Or FOCs? And you know what we gotta get rid of completely? Hanging colored folders. I saw a headline during the whole pandemic. Mel Gibson's dad died. Did anybody familiar with Mel Gibson's dad? No, me neither, until I looked into it. This guy is like super Catholic, okay? So Catholic, he hates other Catholics, right? Like he's hardcore. Wrote a book called Is the Pope Catholic? A lot of people did not know he had a follow-up book that was called Does the Bear Shit in the Woods? which was a real page turner. You guys, I saw an article that I really felt was, and I think some of you are going to really appreciate this. It said, are you familiar with like kids these days? They say, okay boomer. Have you heard that? It's like age shaming. They're trying to say, oh, you're old and you don't know. Right? I'm a Gen Xer myself, so I have no dog in the fight of millennial versus boomer. And the article, though, said that boomers are starting to feel like the term boomer is becoming their N-word. Right. So it begs the question, is it pronounced boomer or booma? Do they only get to call each other boomer? Or like just during their rap battles? Can I sing along? I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to shit on millennials because I think they take a lot, right? You always hear comics. I think it's a little hack at this point. Millennials, ugh. I hate the generation after millennials. God, it was just a stupid name. What I thought I wrote it down. Does anybody know the name they call it? It's a stupid... Oh, children. I fucking hate them. They're like, oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I just want a job where I can pay off my student loan and maybe afford a mortgage. You know what? That's millennials. I hate them both. I can't blame them. You guys, and I do have children, so I'm allowed to hate them. Right? Isn't that the rule? And like, I have daughters, and that's like really weird for me because I'm not really like I'm kind of a dude's dude. Like, sports grown up, really didn't have any sisters, didn't have any female cousins. So I found that friends of mine, like when I would meet up with them, like my daughter was just born, and this guy I hadn't seen in a while. He's like, hey, what's going on, James? And I'm like, hey, well, you know, we just had a daughter. And he's like, oh, bro. And I'm like, what? He's like, someday somebody's going to come to your house and they're going to want to sleep with your daughter. She's fucking 2 days old. You sick fuck. Why would you think of that? But anybody have daughters out here? Yeah. So it's a real thing, right? Like this whole thing. And so people are like, oh man, you're gonna have to like intimidate this kid when he comes over. And I'm really lazy. So I don't wanna clean my guns in front of anybody. Not that I believe in dirty guns. I'm just one of those people who are like, oh, Ricky's coming over at 7, Dad. And I'm gonna be like, I was gonna clean my guns at 8. Can you come over then? But I figured it out. I figured out the lazy man's way of raising daughters. I'm raising them weird. Yeah, no, and it's working. It's working. I have, when they were 6 and 4, the 4-year-old who sounds like Vinnie Barbarino, she always likes to go look at the lobsters at the Stop and Shop. Anybody lobster fans? Go look at the lobsters when you were a kid? Yeah, so we walk into Stop and Shop this one time. And she looks up at me and she goes, hey, Dad, can we go look at the lobsters? Alright, welcome back. So we go to back, and usually it sucks, right? Because there's like 6 lobsters. Like one's got like a deformed claw, they're missing antennas, they're like, help me! Help me! Well, this time there was like 30. They just had a delivery, had to. And they're all moving around and everything, and one of them starts moving across. And he starts coming at me, and the 6-year-old goes, hey Dad, look, it's coming right at us. So the 4-year-old's right in front of me. So I grab her and I go, take her! Take her! I don't know if you guys have ever frightened a 4-year-old in public before. I'm sitting at me! And I pick her up, I'm like, shh, 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 shh. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, shh, shh, shh. It's all good. And yeah, I got out of it by getting her a pound of M&Ms. And we only had to watch Moana 8 fucking times that day. It was pretty awesome. But I'm getting old, I'm getting angry, and I've been working out using art. And I started with poetry, but that really wasn't working for me, so I moved into music. And I'm really new at this, but I turned my poems into song. Does anybody ever get the buttered roll at 7-Eleven?
Sure.
Yes! Okay, cool. This is my crowd. These are my people. The name of this is Ode to the Guy at my 7-Eleven who puts the butter on the buttered roll.
There we go.
Here we go. I bet you think you work really hard. You probably hate that you work with lard. But if you don't start spreading the butter around the whole roll, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass! It's a work in progress, you guys. Alright, well, and having kids, I saw the Mother Goose rhymes needed to be redone, right? And I'm like, oh, this fits in with my therapy. So I wrote, they need to be updated, right? Last time was like in the 80s, right? We all are familiar. So these are what I'm calling woke goose rhymes. Okay, so they're quick, don't worry about it. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Change that recipe, I don't do dairy. Little boy blue, I'm sorry, didn't mean to assume gender there. Hickory dickory dock, I have to notify everyone on my block. Last one. Little boy blue, I did that already. Georgie, porgy, pudding pie, which was prepared in a facility that processed tree nuts. That's how he died. He died. Everybody! That's how he died. Thank you guys very much. I'm Andy Plageos. Welcome back to your host, America.
Keep it up, Andy. That was great. I love that. Awesome choice. Okay, this is going well. I'm very, very proud to announce our next comic. He happens to be one of the oldest comics in the world, not just amongst us. He's 103 years old, although he'll tell you something different. Somebody, when I say please welcome to the stage, I need somebody to help him up here. No, seriously, put your hands together for a good friend of mine. We roomed when we did Borgata. He's a great, great friend of mine. He's a funny man. Please, put your hands together for Art Chill.
This happened to me again. Lately, when I would take off my mask, people told me I look like Hugh Hefner. I thought that was pretty cool till I realized he's dead. And some really weird things have been happening to me lately. I was in a men's room, and the guy in the next door said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm fine." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing the same thing you're doing." He said, "You mind if I come over?" I said, "I'm kind of busy right now." Then I heard him say, "Listen, I have to call you back. Some idiot in the next door keeps answering me every time I ask you a question." And with this pandemic, other crazy things